Welcome to the Shine Within podcast. I have a wonderful guest here. Her name is Michelle Montes, and she is an expert makeup artist, educator, and licensed cosmetologist based in the San Francisco Bay Area. Yay, area, California. I'm also from the Bay Area, that's why I say that. With nearly 2 decades of experience in makeup and hair artistry, ranging from runways, TV, fashion, photo shoots, woohoo, to celebrity weddings and royal family affairs. Wow. Her work has been featured in a diverse range of international publications and television. She is passionate about helping empowered women become the elevated glam version of themselves with her 4 C's of makeup. Thank you, Michelle, for joining me today. I'm so excited to talk about beauty.
Yay, thank you, Gina. This is amazing. Thank you for
Yes.
inviting me.
Absolutely, because I love all things beauty, and I feel that I was never taught properly at a young age how to put on
Mhm.
makeup. I actually wasn't allowed to wear makeup until I was 16, but a
Oh,
little
yeah.
side story, my mom would get very mad. But when I was starting to become in junior high and 12 years old, 13 years
Hmm.
old, what I would do, I was literally go ahead and pick up my friend because we would walk together to school.
Yeah.
And like her mom allowed her to wear some makeup. So I would like take some of my sister's makeup because she's
Yep.
like 10 years older than me, right? So she's like in her 22 or so. And then I would go over to my friend's house and I would start putting makeup on, like,
You're just slapping it on
I was
as
just
quickly as
slapping
you
it.
can.
But the thing is, I was just slapping it on and it started
Hmm.
becoming crusty. It started becoming cakey. And then my mascara was all smeared and very dark lipstick. I don't know if I was going through this like chola phase or whatever with those flannels. Like it was my gangster phase. And I was just like, oh my goodness, I can't put makeup on. And all
Hmm.
my life, I was getting a little bit better and better and better, but I never knew how to put proper eyeshadow on or how to put
Hmm.
proper foundation on with the nice proper, like, that shimmery stuff, that glowing stuff.
The highlighter.
The highlighter, yes. And so it wasn't until recently that I started doing my own makeup, like within the last
Mm.
5 years, and I'm
Oh,
41 now.
oh,
So
wow.
this is why I'm very excited to have you on my show because everyone needs to learn how to do makeup. And I just want to know a little
Yes.
bit about your background and what got you so inspired to become a makeup artist.
I started actually, I didn't start with makeup early. I, like you, was not allowed to touch makeup, but color for me was something I lived for. My coloring books were like my favorite possession. My art supplies were like no one was allowed to touch them. So I kind of through my school years, I was obsessed with all of that. Yes, not allowed to touch makeup at all till I finished high school. So then I was allowed, like, a little bit of a lipstick. But I read an article about makeup schools and it got me thinking because I was forever poring over all the magazines and said, okay, color and makeup. I think I want to do this. And then I dove in with everything I had. I finished my cosmetology. This is back in India. And yeah, and then I got an opportunity to work with a makeup artist there. She mentored me for about a year. And then I was, yeah, thrown into the deep end. And I started doing work with magazines. I actually started working, doing features with magazines for royal families across India, so the whole of North India.
Wow. Oh my
It was
gosh.
a lot
Sorry.
of fun.
Wow, you're so lucky.
I was really lucky. I mean, as a, fresh new makeup artist, I would practice on friends. Most of my friends do not enjoy makeup, so that was hard. I was literally pinning them down, like, okay, I'm gonna do something for you. But yeah, this opportunity came and they loved the work. In fact, first thing I said was no to them. I was like, I don't want to do it. So my friend's like, why? Oh, they're gonna be stuffy and they're gonna be mean to me. And she's like, no, you're worth it. Okay. And oh my God, that experience, it was amazing. And the princess was so sweet, so nice. And then it started, and it was like a monthly thing with the magazines, and then the wedding makeup started. So Indian weddings, as you know, are pretty crazy. So yes, you do it.
Yeah. They're like 4 days worth, right? Or longer.
It can go up to longer, but yeah, like it's a minimum 3-day affair.
Wow.
So so yeah, so it just carried on, and then I got the opportunity to do makeup for the royal family for their wedding, for their son's wedding, the crown princes. And I was doing the groom side, so got to stay in a palace. I was doing makeup like twice a day for the same people for 7 straight days, and that was
Whoa. How was your wrist and your back?
I was younger then.
Oh, probably didn't even phase you, right?
No, honestly, it did, and I was like, okay, I can do this. But
Wow.
now I feel it.
Right.
Yeah, that was over 10 years ago.
Wow, that's incredible though. So 7 days a week you were actually working on this royal family. And you said
Hmm.
how many days?
For seven
Uh,
days, twice every day.
twice every day.
Twice every
Wow.
day. So morning session, morning parties and evening parties. So yeah, that carried on, and it was all these years. But 7 years ago, we my husband stumbled upon this opportunity to move to the US, and we're like, okay, it's an adventure. And moved here, didn't know anybody. And we moved with a 1-year-old and a 4-year-old. So I was home trying to figure out life, a completely different life here. So that took me a few years. So I had to take a break, but I got back in, and now I'm doing boudoir shoots. I'm doing branding shoots for women entrepreneur, and that honestly is so much fun when you get to know these driven, amazing women with their such interesting businesses. So it's a lot of fun, and of course the weddings are there. I miss the royal
Yeah.
treats, I would say.
Who would be
But
royal here in the US? I don't even know.
but yeah, so but this is a lot of fun. So and getting to know amazing human beings like you. So
Aw, thank you. Yes, and I did have the pleasure of having Michelle do my own makeup, and I loved it, and hair as well. And yes, for some photo shoots that I had
yes.
done as well. That was so fun, and I enjoyed it tremendously. And you do incredible. You actually taught me a lot while I was sitting there because I would ask questions like,
Yes.
"Hey, what kind of makeup brushes is best? What is the best makeup to use?" Do you actually do lessons on?
I do. It is my passion. It's always been my passion to teach makeup, because I've realized most women are they get so confused and overwhelmed that they back off and say, no, I'd rather either go in full hog, which they don't know what they're doing, or just back off and say, no, I can't do it. So yes, I do offer makeup lessons, and I go in deep. So it's not like a one-off, I have you for an hour or hour and a half, and then you're out on your own. I've realized that does not work. It is something you have to practice. It is not something that you learn and you're good to go. It isn't like that. So I do like a 3-day session, 2 hours each, and I don't do it in one go. So you have 1 week between each session to practice, to figure out what you need. So the first is I do a makeup audit, go through what you have, figure out what works for you, what doesn't, and obviously give suggestions of what would work for you, for your skin, for your color, your shape, face shape, so all of that. And then we go dive deep into complexion. That's the next lesson. Well, for the first lesson, I also give you a 5-minute everyday look that you can practice, so you kind of ease into the makeup. You don't have to be overwhelmed by each and every step. So it's literally 5 steps. You do it, it takes 5 minutes, and you're out of the door. The next one is like a deep dive into complexion, where you learn about your skin, what looks good, what skincare you actually need. And we do a nice soft makeup, which you can do for the day, and then you can kind of amp it up for the night. And then the last one is creating your glam signature look. Again, whatever glam means to you, not what it means to me. So it's highly customized.
I would
So
love that. Yes, highly customized is important because everybody's, like you said, the shape of our
it's
face is different. Like
Every
our
feature,
eyes. Yeah.
every feature is different, and you cannot say. And when you go on YouTube, they're all doing makeup for their face, for their skin, for their features. You're not
Yes.
going to learn that, because if you replicate that, it will not look good on you.
And
It's
I'm
highly
guilty of that too. So I've gone on YouTube.
no,
I've gone on.
it's a good, once you know your face, after that, if you go onto YouTube, you know how to customize it to yours. So I wouldn't discount YouTube, but yes, you need to know where to start and what to take in and what not to.
Because what happened is like what you said is I was
Mhm.
trying to do like the makeup as they were doing it on themselves and it just came out horrible. And I'm like, why? Well, because my eye is completely not round. My eye is a
Yep.
little slanted.
Yep,
And
yep.
so you're totally right. So that's why I think it's so important to have somebody like you
Yep.
spend time one-on-one time and get
Mhm.
something that's customizable. Something
Yes.
that, you can go with your complexion, what colors work for you because we're all different colors as well.
Yeah,
And what looks good on us. So I'm excited
true.
about that.
I also give out, once you're done, when you're doing it on your own, I can FaceTime you or Zoom with you while you're doing the makeup. So you're on your own, but I am there watching you and supporting you. And if there is, a bit of here and there, I
You will
give you that
fix
support. Yep, yep.
it.
So you're not left on your own.
That is super cool. Oh my gosh. So I wanted to ask you some questions about makeup tips because I
Sure.
get always asked questions about makeup and I'm like, well, I'm no professional. I've done it, but I'm not a professional. Okay, I didn't go to school for it. I just learned as doing it. But you're the professional. So
Mhm.
the questions I get asked is, when is makeup too much makeup?
When you can see the layers. If it's
Mm.
cakey, if it's looking cakey, it is too much. Again, this comes down to social media. Unfortunately, yes, it's given us access to so many new techniques, everyone teaching everything. But makeup for video is completely different than makeup for uh, daily usage. So you see them dripping foundation and layering it. It looks amazing on video, yes. But if you do the same thing in person, you are caked up. I will give you an example for today. In the morning, I had a makeup for my client who loves light, soft makeup, but she's going on TV today. She has a TV interview. We caked it on, and I kept telling her, do not look in the mirror. She's like, I know we need this. And there was this back and forth. It looks good. Look at yourself from a distance because the cameras, the lights are insane. And yeah, this is not how it's going to translate onto video. Onto video, it'll look really soft. But in her everyday, I mean, she has get-togethers or parties, and when I do her makeup for that, it's completely different. It is soft. Skin needs to look like skin
Mm-hmm.
when you're doing it for daily use. Yes, wedding will be slightly more thicker because you've got you're meeting people. You can't look
Mm-hmm.
cakey for them, but you've got to look good enough for photos and video.
Mm-hmm.
And then if it's like a full-on video, yes, you go, but you pack it on. So it depends on what you are trying to achieve.
That makes total sense. Yeah. So if you're on TV, you need to kick it on
Oh yeah.
with lashes too, right?
Mm-hmm. And she's like, I don't want lashes. I said, you need lashes and you need the thick ones because
Yeah. Because you don't
so
have any.
well, she did have, but it disappears. You
I
have to,
disappears.
yeah,
Yeah.
the lighting and the camera just flattens everything out. So you have to rebuild everything.
Totally. Yes, that makes sense. So, yes, like I said, that's why you're very important to have to teach us. Like, okay, it's different putting on makeup for the camera versus just if you're just every day. Now, speaking
Mm-hmm.
of every day, people
Mm-hmm.
are rushing in the morning. They have
Mm-hmm.
kids, they have to make breakfast, and they're trying to look good too as they go out to the
Mm-hmm.
world. What would be a strategy for women to do like a 5 minute makeup or 10-minute makeup where they normally take like a half hour to make?
Yeah, that's what I teach with my lessons. It's use your fingers. You know your fingers are clean. Brushes, maybe clean, maybe not. Creams. And well, nowadays the formulations are amazing. You've got these amazing gel blushes that you just slap on and use your fingers to blend it out. Amazing. You've got eyeshadow that is again gel based. These are long lasting products which don't need to be worked a lot. So a cream eyeshadow, a gel based eyeshadow, slap it on, mascara. You can do a little bit of tight lining. That's a technical term, but basically lining between the roots of your lashes. And a little bit of blush, a little bit of concealer where you think that you need. Like under the eyes is the most common. And if you have a few blemishes, just go in, tap it in. That's it. You're good to go. Or you can add the gloss or the lip color, depending on what you want. But yeah, that's it. It doesn't have to be crazy. And all of this takes 5 minutes. Use your fingers. Don't be in that thing that you have to use tools. Your fingers are your best tools, and they are the cleanest. We often have this issue where people start moving away from makeup, or because they're not cleaning their tools and they say makeup has made my skin worse. It's not the makeup that's doing it. If you are using dirty tools, if you're using expired makeup, yes, it will happen. Also, if you don't take it off at night, the most important bit. Two things in life for all of us: sunscreen and taking off makeup at night. If you are consistent with these two things, your skin will thank you in your 50s, 60s. So
Oh my gosh, and I'm so guilty for sometimes not taking off my makeup and not putting sunscreen.
you're not the only one.
No, I know. No, I know.
So for that, micellar water. For the lazy
Yes.
person, keep
Lots
it
of
on your
water.
bedside with a few cotton pads. And when you're in bed, just that's
Yeah.
all.
Just put, come on, some water. Get it off, get it off, get it off.
No, micellar water, not regular water, because now we're in the world of long-lasting makeup. Everything stays, nothing comes off without a little help. So yeah, but yeah, that's your most basic step. We do want you to take off your makeup fully, but
Yeah, fully is
hopefully this
always
much is
best.
doable. Something's better than nothing.
Now with the expiration, like when you say, for example, I go to the store and I buy a mascara, how
Mm.
long after I've opened it is it good until you think?
So mascaras actually have the shortest life. Once
Mm.
you open it, you should be throwing it out in 3 months.
Oh, 3 months. Okay. I gotta do some dating.
See, that's what I said. A makeup audit is extremely important.
I'm like, whoops. No wonder why I'm probably getting pink eye. Just kidding. Just kidding. I just kidding. I
No,
don't have
no,
pink
it's the
eye.
dry eyes, it's the crummy
Right, right.
fallout from all the dry mascara.
Yes.
And then you're wondering, why is the mascara not looking good? It's clumpy.
Mm-hmm. It's
There you go.
clumpy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So you've worked with a lot of makeup, right? And
Mm-hmm.
what's the best brand?
There is no best brand.
Yes. There is no best friend. It's whatever works for the individual, right?
Yes. Also, every brand has something good,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't mean that they have everything good.
Right,
You
right.
have to pick and choose. I love the fact that we can get samples here. Try it out. Take advantage of that. Samples are your best friend when it comes to, especially when it comes to complexion products.
Mm-hmm.
So concealers and foundations, skincare, try them out. You're
Mm-hmm.
going to only use those that you like. So like I had a student and she never put sunscreen on. She's like, yeah, it's too much. It feels too pasty and I just don't want to do it. And how do you convince somebody to put on something basic like sunscreen, which is the most important anti-aging product ever, is to find a formulation that you like. And I
Mm-hmm.
showed her one and she's like, oh my God, this is amazing. All I want to do is slather it on my face every few hours. For someone who never put sunscreen, going on and actually doing it every few hours, that was amazing. So she's like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I want to put it on. So that is, it has to make your skin feel happy. It has to make you feel happy, and you will definitely. And there is no such thing as drugstore makeup is not good. No, there's a lot of good stuff now. Earlier, yes, I mean, 10 years down the line, yeah. But now it's amazing what you can get for $10, $20. So explore.
Wow.
Yeah, you don't need to go to shop at Sephora. Target, your drugstore makeup is also good.
Nice. Good to know because I was always like shying away from the drugstore makeup because I used to get it and I'm like, well, the only thing is I noticed that wouldn't last as long as if the
Yeah.
makeup that I would get at like Sephora. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
starting to get some of the drugstore makeup and I feel like it's just as good. It just doesn't last as long, I guess.
Then see, with every product, it could be different. Like I feel a lot of the drugstore eyeshadows don't tend to last,
Mm-hmm.
but the lip products are amazing. Mascaras are amazing. A lot of the cheek products are amazing. So, things like that. Foundations, some of them are really good, some are a hit or a miss. So you do have to kind of try them on.
You're right, yeah, and see which one works best for you.
Yeah, but then if you can get a sample, nothing like it.
Yeah. Well, let's go back and talk a little bit about makeup artistry.
Okay.
And what are three things you would never do as a makeup artist?
Use dirty brushes on someone. That's the biggest. As a makeup artist, uh, being sanitary. So yeah, no double dipping in creams, no reusing mascara wands on people. Disposables are my best friend. Going in thin layers. Don't you, if you're slapping on product, yes, do it in thin layers. The thicker it is, the sooner it'll fall off and the crustier it'll look. So you gotta thin layers, clean stuff, non-expired stuff, I would say.
Non-expired. That's
Yes.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we don't look at it. It looks good, it smells kind of fine. The minute
Yeah.
things start, the minute cosmetics start smelling like crayons, throw them out.
Crayons? Oh, so I should be
Yeah.
going to my makeup. I like, have a vanity, right? I should probably go ahead and my makeup drawers and go ahead and sniff and like, it's crayon? No. Crayon? No. You're good. You're good. This one smells
You're
like
good.
crayon. Go ahead and
Yep.
toss that one. So, like I was mentioning before, like I always had the hardest time applying eyeshadow
Mm-hmm.
because I'd always just do the eyeliner and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
What are your tricks and tips that you would give to apply a good eyeshadow? Just maybe we'll just talk about not the evening eyeshadow, but like the
Mm-hmm. Like
everyday
everyday
eyeshadow.
look.
Yes.
For me, eye primer is the most important step for your long-lasting eyeshadow, whatever color you do, however many colors you do. So a primer, if you want a colored, something that looks like a concealer that evens out the color on the eye is great. If not, that's fine. You get these gel eyeshadow sticks. A lot of them are long lasting. I have really oily lids, so a regular, just if I slap on an eyeshadow, it'll disappear in about an hour. So eye primer or a gel base is extremely important, and then go in with a powder. Thin layers is, again, that's the most important. Layer it on, yes, but thin layers. So yeah, and shape, don't just blindly follow what TikTok and Instagram say. Look at your eye shape. Okay. When you're doing makeup, don't keep your eyes closed when you're doing makeup, because the look is when you're looking straight into the makeup, into the mirror, is what you see, is what the world sees. So follow that.
That makes
Follow
total sense. Yeah, because I always look down and I'm like, but no one sees my eyes looking down unless they
it.
see me sleeping or something. That'd be a little creepy. but,
Exactly.
but like with just makeup, yeah, you're absolutely
Mhm,
right. Look in the mirror and then do your eyeshadow
mhm,
that way because they're going to be
mhm,
looking you just face forward.
mhm.
That makes sense. And for women who are just starting to wear makeup,
Mhm,
that are very brand new to it and want to explore their feminine and beauty side and everything,
mhm.
what would you suggest for them? Or can you actually explain your 4C's step framework?
Oh, so when I work with clients, first of all is consultation. Um, it is important to know your level of comfort with makeup. It is important to know what your end goal is. Do you want to look heavily made up? Do you want to show the world a perfect canvas and then makeup on top? Or are you happy with your natural look? You love your skin, you want your skin to show, you want eyes that are emphasized, that the world can see from the other end of the room? Or are you happy with just a little bit of definition? And things like that. Do you want your cheeks to look chiseled, or are you happy with the soft glow? The lips, it goes the same way. That each feature is, I discuss with them and say, okay, what are we doing? And then we go on to color. I am not, again, with trends, earlier it was, well, at least in the Indian community, that you had to look fairer than what you are. So everyone was trying to go a few shades lighter. And I'm like, why? Own your color. It's
Right.
so important. Now we have a completely different one where, again, social media, everyone looks yellow. It's strange. You've got a yellow face and pink skin down here.
Yellow face. Wow.
So you have to identify your undertones and see what works for you. If you go pink easily, you have a pink undertone. Accept that. Please don't just be a yellow. And and it's not even Instagram and TikTok. Even on TV, on television, a lot of makeup is
Really? Oh,
yeah.
wow. They need to
So
fire that makeup artist, whoever did
and
that.
they're not, I mean, they're smaller productions or even bigger ones. Suddenly you have this person with a yellow face and a pink chest. Like, no, let's not. You don't have you color matching is so important. And so yes, so for me, color is, that's what I pride myself in, trying to get as close to your own skin color as possible. And yeah, so coverage, you don't have to go as thick as possible. You don't have to tell the world you're wearing makeup. A light layer goes a long way. You want to look flawless? Yes, let's put it on. But thinner layers so it lasts long, it doesn't get crusty. And you have to keep it. I mean, makeup should, if done properly, can last 8 to 10 hours
Wow.
easily. So that's what we are going for. And then confidence, the makeup that you wear. I've had clients who say for events that, I walked into the room and I felt like I owned the room. And that is what my aim is to help you achieve, is the confidence that you are ready to take on whatever there is when you have makeup on, which makes you look and feel like a bombshell.
Yeah, beautiful. Yes. Makeup, bombshell look.
You
And
have
you
to
have that,
look it and you have to feel it.
right? I always say you have to feel beautiful not only inside, but
Mm.
outside.
Yeah, because when you catch a glimpse in a glass or a mirror, it's like, oh wow. It has to be, you have to stop and say, oh wow, that's what we need. Because it,
Yes.
it brings a spring to your step. It gives you the confidence. It really does. You can then take on the world.
You're 100% right, because I always give the suggestions to my clients. I'm like, you know what? If you ever feel like you're low energy or your
Mhm.
self-esteem's down, just go do your hair and makeup real quick and then see how you feel right
Yeah.
afterward.
Yeah. Yep. And you're like, oh my, oh, look at that. And I'll give my own example. Through the pandemic, I was doing makeup. I mean, we were all doing makeup with masks on and hair tied up. You can't touch your face. You can't touch your hair. Obviously, that is still on, but it's like nothing is visible. My masks were always like tightly put and they were right up to under my eyes. And it's like, who's gonna put makeup on? Forget it. That's not, I mean, this is of no use if I just have to put a little on my forehead. Like, forget it. And I got into that comfort zone of, who's gonna do it? I stopped looking at myself in the mirror before I went for a job. And I'm like, Ugh. I mean, Gina, you remember when I came to your place, I had no makeup on.
That's right, but you still look beautiful.
No, but I didn't feel amazing. I felt, it's a job. So no, it didn't feel like it was a job, but yeah, it didn't, I didn't have a spring in my step, I
Yeah.
have to say. I still put in my best effort, but my confidence in myself as a human being was lower. So
Mm,
now, even though like I have to I had to get ready and be out of the house at 7:15 in the morning. I still took the 10 minutes to put this face on. Maybe not this lipstick, but slapped on a gloss and was out. And it did feel like, okay, I'm ready to take on this project with all
Yeah.
my confidence. So
Because
it's
it's
for
so big.
everyone.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter what field you're in, it's for you, it's for your confidence.
Yes, I love that because confidence is so big, and many women don't have the confidence anymore. And if they
Yeah.
just took, just if they, even if they woke up just 10 minutes earlier, just to put on some makeup,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sure they'll make their
Yeah.
day go by so much more smoothly because they'll have
Yeah.
that confidence and they're like, yes, I can take on
And
anything.
yeah, and it helps with your mood. You feel happier. And
Yes.
yeah,
But I'm
so
noticing
makeup.
as I'm aging,
Mm-hmm.
things are changing, and my facial
Yeah,
features are changing.
gravity.
I'm trying to, yes, exactly. I'm trying to like age gracefully and
Mm-hmm.
beautifully. No, for someone who's in their 40s, like me, what
And
would you,
me.
yeah, so you're both in their 40s, what would you suggest to women who are aging but still want to have that youthful appearance?
Uh, Focus on your skincare. We should be focusing on our skincare all the time. I mean, starting from 18, 19. But yes, hydration is important. What you eat and what you drink. Water is so important. So what you
Mm-hmm.
eat and drink reflects on your skin. So hydration is going to soften your features immediately. So if I always tell my brides, anybody with a special occasion, that if you want me coming in and doing your makeup, I need you to drink water, which then reflects. Obviously, smoking, alcohol is something we need to stay away from.
Yes.
Moderation is okay. Well, not with smoking, but yeah, moderation is okay. But yeah, you need to know when to. Yeah. So that thin layers, again, emphasis on that. You don't have to kick it on. And as you get older, you will see things start to go south.
Droop,
Unfortunately,
the droopy.
gravity. I know it's like gravity help. So we want to uplift everything. So all your blush, your bronzers, they all go upwards instead of, sideways up. Your eye makeup goes upwards.
Yes, go up,
So
up.
yeah,
That is
so yep.
hilarious. So my mom, right? So she used to wear a lot of makeup when she was younger. As
Mhm.
she's older, she's like 70. She's gonna turn 73 next month.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so she's like, "Oh, I don't wear that much makeup anymore. I don't like it. And it's not."
Hmm.
And I'm noticing her skin looks still fabulous, but she
Yeah.
likes it more of a. Is it true that when you're older, more of a dewy look is
Hmm.
better
Is
instead of
better.
like the regular
Y-
makeup they used to wear
The
probably when they were
matte,
younger?
yeah,
The
because
matte,
we
yeah.
can we can get away with matte right now,
Hmm.
but with as you get older, collagen is, well, reducing in our skin. So if you put on matte makeup over skin that has lost a little bit of elasticity and collagen, it emphasizes every fine line. When you go in with a dewy product, it kind of blurs, it gives it that blurred effect, and that gives the illusion of a smoother skin.
Ah, I see. Yeah, because I was like, I love the highlight, and that always made my skin a little bit more healthier and youthful. But I've never tried the dewy stick, so I have to I want to experiment with different
Yeah,
things because I want to
yes.
look nice. I feel like I always would want to wear makeup when I go outside. I always have
Mhm.
to look in the mirror and say, okay, am I presentable? If my hair is not presentable, then I would put a cap on, and then
Yeah,
if I have no
high
makeup on,
ponytail,
yeah, high ponytail, and then the big sunglasses.
sunglasses.
And maybe
Yep.
some lip gloss, and then I'm good to go. That's if I'm like in a super rush having to drop off the kids to school or whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel that the something simple would be nice to put. I like
Hmm.
mascara. You know what?
Hmm.
One trick that I've done, and you can give
Hmm.
me your opinion on this, is that I would just take my bronzer and then
Hmm.
I just put the bronzer real quick, or put the just powder bronzer, and I use the bronzer as like a little eyeshadow real
That is
quick.
again something that I teach in my class. It
Oh, neat! Yay!
because yeah, because it's a natural, just a warmer tone. You're emphasizing the crease of your eyes with that, and it looks natural. It doesn't look gaudy. And even if you are rushed and you're not doing the most perfect job, it still looks natural. So you get away with it.
Wonderful. So I'm doing the right thing.
Yes, you are.
That is so awesome. Now, where can people find you, your work, and
Oh, well,
get lessons?
my website is michellemontesmakeup.com, and I am on Instagram and Facebook. It's Michelle Montes Makeup Artistry. That is my Instagram handle.
That is
So,
so awesome. Now, is it true that the makeup industry is $532 billion
yes.
in the
And
billions
growing
and
and
growing,
growing.
huh? That is so awesome. Yeah, that I can see why, because women need to feel beautiful. And what would you say to those who are like, you know what? I, I feel like I want to put makeup on, but I'm beautiful just the way I am.
Oh,
Um,
I totally support that.
yeah. And
You've
then
seen me, Gina. It's makeup is it's therapy for me, but I don't do a whole lot every single day. And it's perfectly all right.
good.
You
Yeah.
have to look good in your own skin. You have to feel good. But like we nourish our bodies with food, you need to nourish your skin too.
Hmm.
So it's all connected.
Yeah. Hydrate, 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 right?
Eat well. All the
Yes.
antioxidants and
And
all of that helps.
and then tell the audience too, what are like the top reasons why they should hire professional makeup artists just like yourself.
Well, we won't be doing a trial and error. It will be, we know what to do. You know,
Like we're the professionals,
we're the
okay?
professionals, been doing it for nearly 2 decades, so know exactly what will look good on you. Obviously, take your input on it because it's your face after all. But yeah, do something that emphasizes your best features and make it last much, much longer. You'll notice when you do your own makeup, it may end up reducing or vanishing way quicker than when a professional does it. It's all about the layers, the how thin they are, how well they are blended. So, I mean, I live and I breathe makeup all
Mm.
the time. So it's more of an obsession at this point. But
That's great. Yeah, you have to be obsessed with your passion, and
yes.
that's why you do such a great job. And I admired you when you came to my house to do my makeup out last year. You had the lighting there and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, because I've gone to do my makeup everywhere. You know, they're all at the little Macy's stores and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked the makeup, but no one ever took the time to put good lighting
Yeah.
and really paid attention to detail
Mm-hmm.
and was just like, hey, because I was doing photos, right? You
Yeah.
even asked me, hey, do you need me to stick around to
Mm-hmm.
touch up your makeup during your photography? And I thought
Mm-hmm.
that was brilliant. I'm like, no one ever's asked me that before.
No,
But
over time I realized, especially for, shoots like branding, you're spending so much money on this whole project.
right.
And if there's one hair sticking out or you have lipstick on your teeth, honestly, no, I've had that. Photographers are not looking at that. Even women photographers, they are
Oh
not
no.
looking at that. They are looking at posing. They are looking at the big picture. Your job is to go in and say, okay, I've had so many times. I mean, the client is like, okay, I want this lipstick. And we go in, we set up the shot and like, no, that lipstick is not working for you right now with the outfit, with the whole, background. Let's give it a pop or let's tone it down. So I've had that. I've had teeth covered in lipstick. I've had to go change in. I've had hair that is suddenly frizzed out, and you're like, "Oh no, we gotta come back. We gotta come
Yeah, yeah,
back."
totally.
So it's important to because you're investing so much time, money, energy into this. You want to get it right the first time
Right.
around, and not regret and say, "Oh, I should have just an hour or two, and I could have used these and be so happy about it." So that's what.
Yeah. Now, do you so do you have, you go to their house? You go to their homes, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm like, that is so
Homes and
cool.
studios and wherever.
Wherever. Do you travel like far away places too?
Yes,
Oh,
I
wow.
do.
Okay. I wasn't sure about that. I'm like, I don't know if it was just because we're local here in the Bay Area.
No, I travel all around.
That is
It's a good way
awesome.
to get to know the whole of Bay Area, I feel.
Yeah, the whole Bay Area is, yeah.
It's
This is
huge.
an area that I love because I grew up here and
Mhm.
everywhere's different, you notice. So,
It is.
so cool. So, anything else you would love to share with the audience or any more expert tips you want to give out? Because I think I covered everything that I wanted to know or some questions I was asking me.
No, I feel just uh, don't get overwhelmed. Simplicity is good. If something works for you, stick to it. Don't go to Sephora every chance you get because you will be overwhelmed.
Yeah, seriously.
But yeah, experiment. And if you feel something that you're not good at, case in point, eyebrows or eyeliner, try doing it every day. You know, take that 5 minutes, just do that, focus on that one feature every day. I guarantee you it'll take 5 days for you to perfect that. So,
That is awesome. Now, yeah, a quick question because we're talking about this. I wanted to ask you,
mhm,
okay, I'm going to a makeup store. I'm like, I've
okay.
never bought makeup before. What
Uh-huh.
are the five things or three things that you say you need to get? What's a necessity?
Mascara. I would say maybe a cream blush, lip color, whatever you're comfortable with, lipstick or gloss or, a lip pencil even. What else? A concealer. Not a heavyweight, a lightweight concealer, and that's it.
Oh, great. So I wanted to know what are the most essential essentials for someone who's
But it
just
also
beginning.
depends on your features. So if you are someone whose eyebrows are really light, I would say yeah, go in with an eyebrow pencil. But yes, more or less these are your basics.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that.
My
It
pleasure.
was a pleasure having you on, Michelle,
Oh,
and
it's
I
a
am so
pleasure,
happy
Gina.
that the listeners can get all these wonderful tips and tools and hopefully eventually reach out to you in case they're getting married or have
Yeah,
like a photo shoot or just want to learn and take makeup lessons from you. That's so awesome.
definitely. Thank you so much.
Of course.
This is um, I was nervous, but you made me feel so comfortable.
Oh,
I appreciate that.
you know how I roll.
Yeah, it's a chill vibe.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you so much, Michelle.
Thank you.